Hi everybody, welcome to the LNROOM. I'm Tony Alden, and today in this episode 16, we're going to write a plugin with pyln-client that subscribes to the notification topics connect and invoice creation, meaning that we want to receive that kind of notification that we see on the screen each time we connect to a node. So a notification is a JSON RPC request without any ID, as we can see right now. And in the case of a connection, we want in the params to have the information of the node we've just connected to. We also want each time we create an invoice to receive an invoice creation notification like this one. And in the parameters, we have the object invoice creation with the information that we relative to the invoice. So how do we subscribe to those notifications? This is something that the plugin does at the beginning. When we receive the get manifest request from Lightning, we reply to that get manifest with a field subscription in the result that contain an array with the notification topics we want to subscribe to. So in our case, we want connect and invoice creation. We are going to do that with pyln-client, so pyln-client does it for us. Let's jump into our terminal and first set up our Python environment. So Python virtual environment that we call vanv.vanv. We are going to activate that environment. So source.vanv been activate, it is activated, and now we can safely install pyln-client in that environment. Now, before we continue, we can just take a look on the setup on my machine. So Ubuntu, Python, Lightning, so we have the version, so we are clear on what we are running on that machine. And now we want to source that script that from a Lightning repository, which help us to start right now a Lightning network with two nodes that are not connected on regtest. So we are going to have the node L1 and the node L2, and we can look at the alias of the node L1. So the Lightning there is temporary L1-regtest. So now we go to my plugin. So this is a standard skeleton for a pyln-client plugin. So if we run that, it works but does nothing. So now we are going to subscribe. So to subscribe, we subscribe to connect, and we are using pyln-client uses decorators. So this is a declarative way right now to say we want to subscribe to connect. And when we are going to receive that connect notification, we want to run the function that we write just below that line. So we are going to call it connect funct take as first argument plugin, and here we are going to see what argument we have to pass. So we go back to our connect notification, and in the params we have an object, and the field at the first level, so ID, direction, and address will be bind as argument of the function. This is how pyln works. So we can get those arguments here, doing something like that. Okay, and we have to pass the keywords args. Now, what can we do? Many things, but today we are just going to write the params that we get, so ID, direction, and address, on a file called temporary myplugin, so with the slash. So let's construct our dictionary params. We have this like that, and we want that with the comma to have a well-written object. So we are going to write that on the file. So the file is that one slash temporary myplugin, and we append this on the file. So connect params. So here we are going to serialize our object params, our dictionary params, and maybe we put a new line. So now we need to import JSON. This should work. We are going to see if it works or not by starting the plugin and connecting to the node. So now we jump into our terminal, and first thing we have to do is to start the plugin. So we do that with L1 CLI plugin start, and we have to pass the full path of my plugin. So if there are no typos, this should start the plugin. And now we can connect to the node 2. Let's get the information of the node 2 with -f to flatten the result of get info method. We just want the ID and the bindings. So here are the information that we need to connect to the node, and now we can connect to that node from L1 to L2 like this with the command connect, and we connect to the node 039 and the address 001, and we pass the port, which is 7272. Yes, we connect, we are connected, and as our plugin subscribe to the connect notification, normally we should have written the parameters in the following files plugin. So let's find out. Yes, so we have the parameters, the object that we wanted. So we have connect params, and after receiving the notification, we wrote that information in temporary myplugin file. Let's go back to myplugin.py, and something to note that we can note right now is that when we received a notification from LightningD, we do not reply to LightningD. So we are just doing so, writing to a file, but we do not reply to LightningD, because these are notification and not just a simple JSON RPC request. So now let's go for the case of invoice creation. So here in params we are going to put something else. The argument are no longer ID, direction, address. There are other arguments that we are going to see in a short moment. Connect, we change it for invoice creation. So we have it. This is it. And let's go back to invoice creation. So this is the notifications that we are going to receive from LightningD each time we create an invoice, and the first the unique fields that at the first level in the params object is invoice creation, and as pyln is implemented, this will be the only argument that we are going to have in the function that is applied when we receive the notification. So we change the params object accordingly, like that. This should absolutely work because we did the small changes and it seems that there are no typos. So let's go back to our terminal. And now what we want to do first, maybe we're going to restart the plugin. So as the plugin, the files change, the checksum of the files change. So if we start, but it is already running, it will restart with the new files. So we've restarted and we want to create an invoice. L1 CLI invoice, and the invoice maybe 0001 BTC and a label inv and a description pizza. So we have created an invoice, or normally as we've subscribed to invoice creation notification, we should have received something and wrote it in my plugin. So let's jump to my plugin files and we can see that we received the invoice creation notification that we wrote on that file. So let's go back to myplugin.py. We reduce a little bit to have everything in a unique screen, and this is how we subscribe to connect and invoice creation notifications topics from Lightning D written with pyln-client, and each time we received one of those notification, we wrote those parameters on the files /temporary/myplugin. So that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video and you learned some things. See you in the next one. Have a great time.